Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you. Welcome, it's me, Wingishni Bay, Majeki Clay, Sweetgrass Water Medicine Woman, your friendly freaky medicine woman, also Christiana Carr, and Chris Carr Superstar. All this beautiful divine being right here. Welcome, you beautiful divine beings right here too. I'm going to pause you just for a second because, of course, doggy's outside now, she's barking, she wants back in. So just give me one momento. You won't even notice I'm gone. See, there you go. I was gone like a whole day and you didn't even notice. Alrighty, so let's just dive right in. How'd you like that? What we did yesterday, reading from the book, The Deeper Messages. Well, deeper messages are what's inside you. Those are the actual deeper messages. How's that going? How are you holding up these days? How's that going with that looking within and balancing out? You being the common denominator in your relationships, are you able to look at things and not blame people, even for things that happen to you? How is that going? Where are we at? Tuesdays. Tell it or try it Tuesdays. I even thought about throwing a little extra splash of my tincture maker in there, which is rum. Maybe I'll have a tipsy Tuesdays. Maybe that'll happen later on and I'll go do my laundry all tipsy. I don't know. Right? No, probably not. Probably not. Actually, last time, because I had like 2 drinks, probably maybe 1 ounce to 2 ounces of alcohol. That's enough. That's all I need. Nice little tipsy. Sober by the time I go to bed. And then I wake up with a hangover. That's a good thing. That's such a great thing. Anyways, I haven't done that in a while, though. I had 2 drinks with my brother on New Year's Eve. Yeah, that's it. I have a sleep study coming up in February, so woohoo! Sleep deprived. I went to the neurologist, said they got to do sleep study, so one's the regular doctor and one's the sleep deprived doctor. I'm like, well, I'll take the well-rested one, please. Yeah, I know what she was talking about. That's my silliness. So I get the sleep deprived one first. Well, that's going to be fun. I have to stay up 24 hours before I even go in there. Not allowed to sleep for at least 24 hours. They want me falling asleep at the appointment. So that's going to be interesting. Anybody done sleep studies like that before, where they keep you awake, or they tell you have to be awake and come into your appointment falling asleep? I don't know. What was your experience of that? I like to hear people's experiences. If you've gone through something similar to me, I'd love to hear your experience. Not advice. I don't ask for advice, because what I need from it, I'll get. Just sharing your story, I get what I need, and we're all teachers and we're all great mentors to others when we're sharing our stories, and we're not saying what you should do or this, whatever, right? Like, I have a similar experience, so I went through this. This is what I did, and this is what helped me. Right? Maybe that person goes, yeah, well, see, I actually tried that. It didn't work for me the way that it worked for you. Right? So we never know. We never know what another one should do. That's why we need to focus within. Because when we're focused without, it's all a distraction. Remember, all this outside stuff is a distraction. All this outside stuff is a reflection. Right? What's it reflecting to you? If there's something you don't like in your life, what's it reflecting inside of you? Something you went through, whatever, something inside you trying to bring your attention to this. What is it trying to get your attention for? Okay, above. Oh. Above, below, within. We haven't even called the rest of the directions in. Okay, let's call them in here. Let's get a move on. Okay, we're calling in all of our energies from the east. The path of illumination and clarity. Place of fire. Place of man. We call back all of our energies from the south. That's the childhood, the innocence, the place of waters and motions. We call back all of our energies from the west. That's the physical place of introspection, the woman. And we call back all of our energies from the north. It's the air, the wisdom years, the mental. And we walk our red road. Our earth walk goes from south in childhood, where we get nurtured. Hopefully, we're getting that nurturing that we need, because we are dependent on that nurturing outside of ourselves, because we are unable to fend for ourselves in that infancy. But hopefully, we're learning how to nurture and take care of our own selves as well. Hopefully, that would be nice. That's ideally what our caregivers will do for us, is teach us how to give that care to ourselves so that we are no longer dependent on them. That's them. Counselors and stuff like that. We want to work ourselves out of a job, really. We don't want our kids to need us their whole lives. You know, as we transition, we hope that they still want us, right? But their needs for us is different. So they'll still need us in some ways. But that role changes. They don't need us to do stuff for them. Maybe just listen to their, hey, what they're going through with their kids, and we can say, hey, yeah, I went through that with you too. Whatever that is, right? It's an internal rhythm and internal timing. We get in touch with that. So hopefully we're nurtured enough to know, to be in touch with our internal, that knows when we're hungry, knows when we're tired, knows when we got to go to the bathroom, whatever, and we act on that, right? Getting in touch with our own internal timing and listening to that. So hopefully we nurture that into our children. It'd be nice if that was nurtured into us, but it's never too late. We can nurture our littles ourselves. And go, it's okay, sweetie. Hey, maybe you weren't just ready yet, and that's okay. Your time will come. Or maybe this isn't your thing. Maybe we'll go try this thing over here. Whatever that is for you. So look at it that way. So it's internal timing. It's not our timing. We can't push our kids through things and through phases, whatever. It's all in their timing. Divine timing, not our timing. Excuse me, alarms are going off there. And east to west is the blue road of spirit that is always with us. East to west. That's the laws of the universe. We are governed by universal laws more than we are governed by man's laws. Although we try to follow all those man's laws, there's laws bigger than man that man must adhere to, right? Universal laws, laws of gravity. Look at all those other laws that are much larger than man's laws. This is what we must pay attention to, the spiritual law, right? Enter through the eastern gate, we'll exit through the western gate. We are fully spirit, we are fully bodies too. That's the law. The law is what goes up, what's come down, right? Gravity, whatever that's saying to you, right? East to west is the blue road of spirit. East to west, right? Spirit doesn't scrutinize every little detail. But spirit is taking care of all the details. We don't know. We don't see that all. Right? We get our little piece, and how our little piece fits in there. And we got to figure out how our little piece fits into that bigger puzzle. Because it needs us. Puzzle is not complete without every piece. You're a piece of the puzzle. So, you're responsible for your piece of that puzzle. Above, below, and within. Alrighty then. What are we guys saying? Shake. Spread them. Now it's time to spread them. Spread them. Weirdo, we're gonna put it in a full circle. The full circle of life. There we go, there she be. And Bob is my daddy. You know that Bob's your uncle thing, right? You know, Bob's my daddy. That's what I say. I say to my kids, and Bob's your papa. Okay. Right. Oh, discernment. Okay, we're taking that because, right, it's popped out. Discernment. That's the judgment, the initiation, the wisdom to discern, not judge. It's not our human job to judge. Our human job is to discern. Discern what Creator has lined up for us. What is the messages coming through us ordinary folks. What's Creator's message coming through us ordinary folks? We might not know what Creator's message is to somebody else. Just in sharing our stories, they'll get Creator's message from that. It happens. I don't know how, but it does. Okay? We don't need to know how things work to know and to see that it works, right? But sometimes we do. Some of us do. East, south, west, north. Some of us do. This is what we need to focus on, discernment. And not judging ourselves either. Never mind judging others. But if we're harsh in judgment of ourselves, we're going to transfer that on others too. Above, below, and within. So, right, as everything, it all begins within. Look within. How are you judging yourself? Okay, let's take out this. How we're judging everybody else. What's going on in the world? Oh, that stuff like that there. And let's just look at within ourselves. How are we judging ourselves? How are we separating ourselves? Look at him, and I wore deer. I wore the deer to be gentle. How are we being gentle with ourselves? Okay, let's focus on that. That discernment. We'll start with the big one on the top here. We'll go to the top. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Oh, but sometimes you got to go bottom up, right? Bottoms up! Overall. Start here, and then those energies, how male and female to get to that. And helping us with their discernment, looking inside at ourselves. How have you judged yourself? What are you holding on to in there? Shame, blame, guilt, right? For what? What is that? Looking inside of you, or beginning within. How have you judged yourself, right? We need to retreat. Find yourself judging yourself. Time to take a step back, right? Retreat. Where does this belief come from? Am I trying to push through? Right? Am I not living up to what I believed I should be, or what others said? Where does that come from? We need to take that time. It's time to go in. Right? Try that. The beaver, the builder. Right? What have you built? What kind of lodge have you built? You know, do you have that sacred space you can retreat to inside? We can all have a safe place inside ourselves too, right? Because if they can't fix or change what's going on the outside, we can always change what's going on in here. We have that control. Have you built a safe place? Is your body a safe place for you to retreat to? Is your mind a safe place to go? Or is that someplace you're always constantly trying to avoid? And wow, right? We can't get away from ourselves. Wherever we go, there we are. Right? Try and run and hide. Still there. I'm going to take away all the mirrors, so I'll never look at myself again. We're still here. So let's retreat. What kind of body are you building? What kind of home are you building? Here. Your physical body. What kind of home is that? Let's retreat. Look inside. Let's start. Hey, does it start with what we eat? What we're taking in? What we are ingesting, whether by way of eating the food, or what we're reading, what we're watching. What are we ingesting? What are we taking into these bodies? Because it is going to be built off of that. It is the truth, believe it or not, and that's the way it goes. Through our thoughts, everything has an effect on these physical bodies. Stress, everything psychological shows up in physical ways, right? There's even ways to measure love and attraction and all that. It all has physiological responses to our thoughts. There's things that happen just by our thoughts. What kind of thoughts are you building your body with? Let's retreat. Let's think that. Let's look within here. We're doing that introspection. Let's look first, and then we can take some action on that. What is that? What is that introspection? I think my daddy's back, and now timing's off again, but that's okay. I'm not as distracted today. Hey. Yeah, okay. So over here on the woman's side, that's the death and rebirth, right? We go through that. The woman goes through those cycles. I was just watching Joseph Padawana, what? Oh, I don't know. I share some of his stuff. Creator's Garden. He's on Facebook, Creator's Garden. And he just did a Zoom thing on the women's medicine, Kwemishkiki. Oh, beautiful. But Kwe, just in the language, in the Ojibwe language, that's about changes. Anytime you hear that word Kwe, and there's about changes. But us women go through deep changes, death and rebirth. Every month, right? The death to that lining, because that seed didn't get fertilized Right? And it goes out. So we have in our moon times. That's why we retreat. We go in. So we all need to have those times of quiet and solitude and going in. And look, when we don't take that, we have a world that's busy, 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 busy. Nobody stops to look in. We got to keep busy and look at. So the world creates something that we have to. We have to stop. We have to look within. We have to start questioning. Why are we judging each other? Where do these beliefs come from? What in these cycles needs to die so that others can be reborn? What needs to die to be the fertilizer for the new growth? The leaves fall off the tree. They die. They come fertilize that ground, fertilize that tree. That is in the reproductive cycle, right? Look at that. And we had crow, and there's the raven, the magic too, right? The laws of the universe seem magical. And even when you understand them, they can still seem magical. Or somebody said that science, when working perfectly, should seem like magic. Or something like that. I don't know, but look at that. Let's see past things. And it's about those distant healings too. As mothers, we get hooked up and think, our kids need to be right there, but we can send that love and they can be with us. My mother was with me through everything, and even though she wasn't physically there, she was on my shoulder. So I was always there. That kept me, I say responsibly, irresponsible. So let's look at that. I don't know, what's that meaning? What's that saying to you there? What are you building on, right? You think it was just going to magically appear? Right? Let's give that death and rebirth to, hey, manifestation. We think it's going to happen like rapidly, or we think if we just think positively enough, it's just going to appear on our doorsteps, and it doesn't work that way. There's steps that we need to take, right? So what is that for you? What's being called? What are you being called to do? What is that you are being called to do? Right? What is that in your life, right? We begin within, not looking at what somebody else needs to let go of and let be reborn in their life. No. If you're focused outside, hey, I don't like to be right and wrong, but, begin within work doesn't start outside. Begin within work is inside, right? And you can't do it for anybody else, and you don't know what they need. Again, even if it looks similar to something you've gone through, you don't know what they need. You don't know what they're to learn from that. It might not be the same lessons that you have, even though it might look like it, right? So let's get past that. Let's retreat. Right? Let go of that judgment in our own life. It'll be easier to let go of judging others too, if we're not judging ourselves so harshly. So everything begins within. Everything begins within. That male energy, that doing. What are we gonna do now? Now that we're sitting here thinking about it, we're stuck in our thoughts. What do we do with all that? What do we gotta do with it then? Fine then, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at my thoughts, I'm reflecting. I'm not judging myself. So now what do I do? Because I'm not gonna do what I always did because that's not working. So now what do I do? What do we do? There's our actions. There's our actions to take to that nurturing. We got to nurture ourselves. Give care to ourselves. Give that care to ourselves. Give that care to that little child. Whatever that little didn't receive in those nurturing years, in that childhood years, we can give that to that little now. It's never too late. Never too late. So this is what we need to work on then. That's the action we need to take. What is something that your little would like today? Let's retreat and go inside, and we can rebuild. Start rebuilding that foundation. Sometimes we got to tear down. We got to embrace that unknown. How would we have turned out if our littles got everything that little needed? Well, we can give that. It's better late than never, whatever, right? Never too late. We can always try again, right? There's death and rebirth, right? To be reborn into that something new, embracing that unknown. I've never lived this way. Whew, wow, if I release this judgment, what I've identified by this so long, that this is me, this is who I am. But it's not who you are, it's something that you do. So let's not take those things that we do and get mistaken for that's who we are. That's just what we do. That's not who we are. So it's time to nurture our beings, not just what our doings. Right? We need to nurture those beings. That's what we need to do. Is nurture those beings. One thing for you, try it Tuesdays. What is that for you? Look within. You start to feel like you're judging somebody else. Look within. See that in yourself, or what's that drawing your attention to? Okay, slow and steady. No harsh judgments. Being gentle with yourself all the while. Being gentle with yourself all the while. And that's okay. So that's how we're building that foundation again. We're building our retreat. We're building that safe space with inside. We're stopping those judgments. Hey, Daddy, I love you. And there we go. And then we're making those decisions based. If there's something we need to decide in our lives, okay, instead of judging ourselves or even the decisions that we made in the past, we see how they hurt others. They didn't help, right? Even if our intentions were to help, right? We learn how to line up our intentions and make those decisions that are on the highest and best interest of all, not just for ourselves, because there's magic in that. Look at how these people work together and got along when they're thinking of forward generations and back generations. Everything they did, how is this going to affect forward, right? A lot of us were thinking just here and now. We don't prepare for future. You know, we need to prepare for it, but not be so, not like we're preparing for the end of the world. That's all we always focus on. We need to prepare for the future, but still be in the now, right? And what can we do now that will have positive effects on the future? Because what we do now affects all those futures, whatever that is. So we can only do that within. So how are we adding that? Are we going with grace and ease? Are we kicking and screaming? Are we judging harshly others when it is not our place? Are we judging harshly ourselves that we don't even get out? Like, I don't even look like these ducks. I can't get out there. I'm such an ugly duckling. But we're not realizing and opening our eyes and seeing that we are a swan. Whatever that is for you. Whatever that is. Maybe you've made decisions to hide that beauty and grace that you have because, well, hey, you didn't want to outshine somebody else. Because others would bring you down. Maybe you don't want to do it because that makes you stand out, right? And then people are going to judge you. If I go shine my light, people are going to judge me. So stop, right? That's why that judgment. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging others. But it begins within because we hold ourselves back a lot because we think we're going to be judged. We're going to be rejected, right? So where is that in your life, right? And a swan, hey, it has that sacred space, and that's it. And it'll protect that sacred space. We need to do that too. We can learn from swan, right? Swans are so beautiful. They look so graceful in the water, but get too close to a swan's territory, what happens, right? Yeah, swan will gracefully bite your ass. That's for sure. So that's where we can learn from that swan too. It's grace and ease, We don't have to be harsh to protect our space. We just got honk loud sometimes. Right? Okay, so where are we? We were at top. We're retreating in that building, right? We're rebuilding without that judgment. Okay, that was 3 there. Will to do, thunder shield pierced, and attainment the dancer. So there's a reflection. That's what came out yesterday. Had to make an appearance today too. Right? We're breaking down those towers. We're having a look deep within ourselves, how we've harshly judged ourselves. Because if we're judging ourselves harshly, we're going to transfer that to others. So it all begins within. All begins within. How to judge yourself, your family, your life, your community. What is that for you? When we're retreating to rebuild. Retreating and building. Building that place inside ourselves. And our true home is our body. So that was 2, but that one. The I am. We're retreating to see who I am. And it might feel magical. That magic was up here, right? That magician, the resources, when we're using those resources, the life that we lived is a resource. The stories we've heard from others, these are all resources. It's not just the material. It's not just the material. That's part of it. Our resources are all the elements. Earth, air, water, and fire. All right? All the directions. So this is what we're retreating in to see who I am. Because once you know who you are, those without can never fool you again. It's getting in touch with all that you are. The divine, the physical, everything, right? We come here to have a human experience. So why do we keep trying to escape it? This is the intention. If there's one purpose we all came here for was to experience being a human being. That's a common purpose for us all. How do we know? Because we're all human beings here. We're all being human here. Well, some of us are trying not to be human, I guess. I don't know. Some of us are looking at others as not human. So 2 flew out down there with that one. Oh, And we're looking at that. The wise priestess energizes others. We don't keep it to ourselves. We share that out. We share that out. Teaching them to do that for themselves at this connection. They have direct connection, but we're all connected. We're all connected. Right? So that nurturing, and we as those women, right, in our Mother Earth there, we keep energizing others. When we're, right, even when we're out of energy, we keep pouring it out. We feel like death, but we keep going, walking around like zombies. As we've been unbalanced. Women is that receptive energy, and we've been doing, it's been kind of a bit backwards there. Right? The wise priestess energizes others. And we're okay. We're okay with doing that, but a lot will come and take that energy from that woman or from that giving one, whether woman, man, whatever. We all have those energies. Some will just keep coming and taking from that giving energy without replenishing it. Or sometimes that woman will take that retreat to replenish herself. Right? If we're looking for somebody else to give it back, that's where we need to know. We've got unlimited supply from the source. We're sharing out without that expectation of coming back. But there needs to be balance, and we can see when it's just going out, more is going out than what's coming in, then we need to discern and place those boundaries, and death to that. Rebirth to, okay, I'm going to love you from way over there. Right? Beauty and equilibrium, lovers, finding the spirit within, unite with ecstasy. So doing this within ourselves, balancing that energy, that time we act in the retreat. And look at that spirit. These are major arcanas. So this is spirit really strongly saying this message here. We can share that energy with others, but we need to be replenished in ourselves too. If that's not coming back, right? See here, she's energizing here. He's giving it back, right? We're refueling. So we're expecting and taking from your relationships or knowing divinely it's already there. It's already there. All we need is already there. And is it balanced? Do you give more than you receive? And then that nurturing energy, we're embracing that unknown, because what do we do if we sit back to receive? Oh no. Oh no. Right now it's time for that balance of receiving, because all that you have been giving, you've been drained. There's nothing left. You have nothing left to give. Now it's time for you to open and receive, but this is forward. So it's embracing that unknown, because you've been the nurturer. So now it's time for you to be nurtured and receive that nurturing. And how does that feel? Oh, that feels foreign. That feels strange. I know to me it feels strange. Feels strange. Wait for that other shoe to drop. Is there anybody out there that goes, they're only being nice to me because they want something from me, or, you know, whatever that is. Whatever that is for you. There's a couple jumping, but the one integrating that. Oh, we're going to look at that after anyways. Right? Returning to that spiritual family, that Nine of Bowls, that love. Returning home to your source of who you are. Receiving that nurturing from the source. Right? Learning to give that to yourself and balancing that out. Or opening up to it from the source. We're not really giving it to ourselves. You know, we're adding our energies into the mixes, but we're not really doing anything on our own. We're not on our own here. None of us are alone. We're all together. We're all part of the bigger spiritual family. We have our biological human families, you know, our extended families that we connect to on this physical level, but we're all a spiritual family. No exceptions. Every single one of us, no exceptions. We're all part of the spiritual family. The great oneness divine. Part of the all. So nurturing that in each one of us, nurturing that in ourselves. Right? The Nine of Bowls is the Nine of Cups. It's the Nine of Cups, the wish card in the traditional deck. We come that peace, that nurturing, that everyone is accepted, everyone is loved, everyone belongs here, right? And we integrate and we blend. This is the Temperance in the regular card. 14, didn't we have a 14 up here? No, we have the 41. Reverse, right? The death and rebirth. And then we integrate that. Well, that is, death is part of life. Life is death. It's all integrated, all part of these cycles. Death and rebirth. Those are the laws. What's born will die, right? The leaves will grow. They will fall. You plant the seeds. It will sprout. right? We're looking at the laws of the universe and how that's blended inside. The rainbows blend all of us humans here. We all belong here. Let's look at that, right? There we go. Look at the major arcana and all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Major arcana. Spirit is so with us. There's the death again. The coral nurturing that death in us all. Nurturing that transformation. See, grace and ease, we do that blend. But there's that death. The ride through the desert toward the setting sun. The sunset, right? But with every sunset, there's going to be a sunrise, right? Every sunrise, there's going to be a sunset. That's the day, a new day. Always a new day. And always a new chance to make those decisions in the highest and best interest of all. To do it in a good way. For all, we're having this chance again to integrate all those sunsets. To integrate all that wisdom, discerning what is going to help move us forward, what is going to bring us to this peaceful place, help return us all to the spiritual family, nurturing all, seeing the magic of this beautiful world that we're all a part of, seeing that magic in ourselves to be who we are, fully, holy, and true. Because once we know who we are, once you know who you are, nobody outside can fool you again. Get in touch with who you are. Common denominator in all your relationships, the person that's been with you your whole life, you. You'll spend no more time, I don't know how am I saying that. You'll spend the most time of your life with this one, right? Not this one, your body, in your own body. Turn your finger to yourself. Go look in the mirror. That's who you're with. From even before you were born, you're in that womb with that being. You're in the womb with that being. You're going to be with that being for your whole lifetime on this earth, this lifetime. How are you taking care of that being? Because when you're there for that being's there for you. Work with it. Don't push it to work for you. And that's what we all need to do. Working together. Not having others working for us. Let's work together. That teamwork. What's gonna work? Teamwork. We can do it. I believe in us all. I really, really do. It is so very true. I believe in you. And I love you too. Biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you, like only you can. Shining your light through in everything you do. Because yes. Oh, accept it. This world needs you. How do you know? You're here. You're here. And I'm so glad you are. Let's keep going. Let's keep building. We can do this. We got this. Love you. Thank you.